Hi guys, it's Cindy Leach, your Polymer Clay Tutor, and today's studio tip, I'm going to show you how to set up a planner for crafters. So lots of us have planners that we use, day timers and organizers for planning our business life or our work life or personal life. But the crafting industry has gotten their hands on it and have made it a lot more fun and a lot more personal. And in fact, the latest CHA, which is the Craft and Hobby Association convention, just came out last week in LA. And one of the very common themes between a lot of the companies were planners. So as a creative person, I use a planner every day, and I just wanted to show you mine and see if it might fit into what you're doing. Now, I'm just going to do a brief overview. There's a section in here particularly that I will need to do it on another video because it would take up too much time. But I just wanted to show you what I've got here. Now, in the old days, I used to have a smaller planner like this that was very, very business oriented, you know, a lot of contacts and to-do lists and all that kind of stuff. But I have now switched over to one that is not only prettier, but a lot more fun. So this is my latest planner. This is I chose this particular size for a reason, and I'll go into that in a second. But this is a size called an A5. Now, an A5 planner is, it's a 6-ring planner, and the pages are, oh, I can't quite remember. It's like 7 by, what is it? Here, let me just measure one out for you. Grab one here, measure it on my thing. They are 5 3/4 wide and just over 8 inches long. So the pages in it are a decent size to work on, but they are also small enough that I can actually take this planner with me when I go shopping and that kind of thing. This particular one is made by a scrapbooking company called Simple Stories. And this is the first planner that I got, and it was more of a boxy style binder. And I have the pages in here that I got, and it had only 2 rings. And the pages were 6 by 8. And this worked out quite well for me. But if I had anything that I wanted to do, if I liked, say for example, there was another company that I really liked their pages, they didn't work into that planner. But with an A5 planner being a standard size, there are lots and lots of companies that carry A5 size planner sheets, and so I can get them from them if I prefer the different styles. In fact, Filofax has some, and you can go onto Etsy and print up your own printable A5 planner pages. There's just tons and tons of options. But I really love this one. This is a new one from Simple Stories called Carpe Diem, and they have lots of pretty colors. They even have kind of a platinum colored one. But this one is laid out quite nicely. It's got a few pockets in the front, and you can customize it for, you can decorate and stuff a bit. Here, I'll get it this way a bit. I've got, you know, typical little things in here. I don't go over the top in my decorating, but I do like to decorate a little. So I've got some, you know, journaling cards just because the color looked nice and the topics were neat. I've got, you know, a sheet of my dreams and a to buy list, some business cards, a cute little paper clip that I made, and some sticky notes. Nothing too exciting here. And then I have a pocket that I can put my Michael's coupon in and whatever else I need, a shopping list or whatever. Now, most planners are set up with what they call a dashboard in the front. It's usually a plastic page in the front. Sometimes they're quite pretty. This one has some silver foiling on it. And you can customize it. Usually this plastic page you can stick sticky notes to or whatever you want. I actually have a little sticker that I stuck on here. Years ago, Doug and I owned a 56 Fargo truck that I absolutely love. And when I saw this sticker, I had to stick it there so I could see it all the time because I want another Fargo one day. So it just sits there as some cute decoration. But here's, you know, the typical stuff. Now, the front section, the way I've got my planner set up is the front section is my calendar section. Now everybody sets up their calendars a little bit differently. I've got, you know, my year in a glance. I've got some calendar pages. This one I printed up from something I Googled, I think. It was just a printable year planner. And then these pages came with the Carpe Diem planner. And in fact, these inserts over here are the inserts that go in it. I am not using these particular ones currently just because I have a different plan I'm using. We're working on a big project that needs more detail. So, but this is my January page, calendar page, and I've got like little stamps that I've stuck to it and stuff. Then, like I said, the next section would be where you would keep your calendar, to-dos, and all that kind of stuff, your daily planning. Now, I don't know if you know this, but most planners are set up where you've either got a week at a glance, or like a week on 2 pages, or a page per day, or a page on 2 pages. There's lots of different options. The Carpe Diem one has, theirs is set up so you have a week on 2 pages, just like this. And they're usually undated. So you can start at whatever time of the year you buy it, and then just you put in your dates and then use them accordingly. I will probably go back to this at some point, but like I said, currently I'm printing out my own, this is 2 pages for 1 day. And it's just because I'm working on a really highly detailed project that has lots of information that I need to track. So I've just printed those up myself, and they're in there. So I can only put about a month's worth of those fillers in there. Otherwise, it's going to bulk up my planner. So here's the rest of the month. So you would set this up however you like, you know, however your schedule is, you know, do you need every day lots of detail, or can you just do the whole week through? So it really depends on what you like. Then the next section I always focus on, and what I've got here that's more specific to someone who is working in their studio, but you could set this up however you like. Now, for some of you, you just craft as a hobby. So you may have sections here, different tab sections that would have, you know, inspiration photos, or project plans, or lists of stuff to buy, that kind of thing in there. Mine, because I'm more business oriented with my crafting, I've got vlogs. I've got a to-do list in the center here. I've got my vlogs, which are the YouTube videos like today, and charts, that kind of thing. I've just printed these up myself. I also have ideas what I have to, you know, if you guys send in a special request for me to test something or do a certain technique, I just write those down on my vlog ideas section, and then I cross them off as I do them. Now I have a tutorial section. This is where I've got all my tutorials. Every tutorial that I've ever done is listed out here, and I have pages and pages of them. Actually was surprised when I started writing them out how many were actually there. I'd forgotten I'd done that much work, and that there were so many tutorials. But there's room for me to continue writing on them as I create new tutorials. Then I've got tutorial ideas and that kind of thing. So for those of you who are not teaching or doing tutorials, your sections may be more project oriented rather than like specific projects and that kind of thing. Then I've got my studio cam area, and I've got stuff there, goals, planning, all that kind of stuff. So all my personal kind of inspiration, planning, that type of stuff is in the center section. Then I've got set up, and this is what really attracted me to this particular style from the Simple Stories, is they have these really great pocket pages. Now, what's the other company? Okay, Project Life. Project Life also has pocket pages, and they're interchangeable here too. I'm just going to show you. You can get them in all kinds of different configurations. This is like a blank page, so you could put whatever you wanted in there. These are little 2x2 pockets. There's these ones here that have like 4x4s and little pockets. So you can use all of the journaling cards that are out there for scrapbooking, and you could cut out photos. This section here is just this reminds me that I'm a creative person. And so this here is my sort of play area and makes the work seem more fun. So I've got little things about myself. Whoops, this little arrow is sliding across Doug's face. I don't want that. But I've got Doug and Fisher when Fisher was a baby, and I've got little shaker pockets of polymer clay beads, a little slice of a polymer clay cane in here. Just really cute little things that make me happy, remind me that of my family. Now, I wish I had current pictures of my kids, but they, being teenagers and early young adults, they seem to only share pictures with each other and not with their mother. So I need to get some pictures from them so that I don't just have baby photos of them in here. But this section here is especially great. Now I'm going to go into this section in more detail in another video, but I do want to show it to you. This section here is the reason why I take my planner with me every time I go to Michael's or to a art store or anything like that. And this is my supplies section. This is where I've got printed out blank color sheets for as many products as I can find and that I have in my studio. Every time for example, this is a printout sheet of the Prismacolor pencils and all the colors that they have in their line. And then every time I buy a pencil, I color in, I sharpen the pencil and color in the right color number. And then when I go to Michael's, I flip this open, I see which pencils I don't have yet, and I can buy those ones. And that way you're not doubling up your colors, accidentally buying things that you already have. Or you can have a good idea if you have good ranges in the different products. That way you can just buy stuff on sale when you see it and be quite efficient with that. I have them for pencils, for markers. I want to go into this in more detail in another video because I actually have tips for how to stamp in them, where to get some of these charts and that kind of thing. But you can see I have them for inks and all kinds of paints and stuff. Then I can't find charts and I haven't gotten around to making charts, so sometimes I just write out the stuff on paper. Then in the last part here, I have Carpe Diem has some zipper pockets. And that's the one thing you'll see if you go out to a craft store right now, there are planner pockets and accessories and stickers and bookmarks and all kinds of super cute paper clips. In fact, because of all of this, I think I'm going to start making some polymer clay paper clips that we can make for our planners and that kind of thing. So I'll do that in the future. And then here's a homemade pocket I made out of a piece of scrapbooking paper just to put some extra stickers and that kind of thing in. And there's a notepad at the back. So I just thought I would show you that. I am very much enjoying using a planner. It's so tactile. I can write out my ideas right away. I've got everything in one location. You can use a planner like this for doing color and color chips and all kinds of stuff. That will be another video as well, and I'll get into that another time. But I just wanted to show that to you and see if it gets your mind running for some ways of organizing your life. All right, so I hope that was interesting for you. If it was, do let us know if you liked this video. If you've got your own planner tips or really neat ideas or links, or things like that that you would like to share with everyone, do leave us a comment in the comment section below. And if you've got products you'd like me to test, ideas, things you don't know about, whatever kind of videos, and you have looked all through our channel and you can't find it, then make sure to leave suggestions for those as well. All right, so we'll see you next time, and bye for now.